Fasten your seatbelts.
Drivers, start your engines.
Race activated. Sheer passion. Change the game forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, we give you Racing with Celebs.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Racing with Celebs. Our word for the day, halfway point. Well, as it sounds, the point in a race when half of the scheduled laps have been completed. We are hitting the halfway mark. Can you believe we have been through 7 episodes of our favorite racing entertainment? Now I know there's a lot of you sitting in disbelief at this statement. My name is Donovan Clyde, and today I'm here to spend some time with you as we experience what some might call a hobby, but what I call a passion. Today the action will take place at Kartzone in Pretoria. Kartzone opened in August 2018 and have been growing since its opening. She's hip, she's hop, she's vibrant, she's a mix of R&B and soul, she's the sound of an engine starting up. Well, she is your celebrity for today, Marilise van Wyk. Marilise van Wyk is a 26-year-old actress and writer. In 2017, she made a TV debut as Amy in Generations and recently steamed up our screens as the Lucy in the 2nd season of Spoorloos. Currently, Marilise can be seen as the nurse Felicity Hendricks in Binnelanders. Marilise was born in Kimberley and grew up in Bloemfontein. Her love for theatre or entertainment rather started at a young age when she would reenact scenes from Days of Our Lives for the entertainment of her parents. I think it's time to cross over to Johan for more on the track.
Thank you, Donovan. You are right. There are a few things like new talent bracing our screens. Hello, my name is Johan Snyman, and here we go again with another exciting episode of Racing with Celebs. Today, the action takes place at Kartzone. Simply put, this is for everyone. There's no other form of entertainment out there that can provide you or your guest with such a fun factor. There is no other form of motorsport so closely comparable to Formula One. In fact, most Formula One stars still hone their skills in karting. Now that we know where the action will take place, it's time to introduce you to our celebrity, Marilise van Wyk. Marilise, welcome to Racing with Celebs. It's nice to have you on the show today.
Thank you, Johan. I'm excited to be here.
And have you ever done something like this before?
Probably like 10 years ago, so I'm pretty out of shape, to say the least.
And how are your nerves from a 1 to 10?
I'll probably say like a good 7, but we're getting there slowly. We're getting more relaxed.
And what is your expectations for today?
I've got the lowest of expectations. I don't think I'm going to place even. But if I've got confidence in myself, I'll say a 3rd place, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not such a good driver, to be honest.
Well, to make sure you are safe at all times, it's time for our safety brief.
Stay buckled in your seat as we take Marilise van Wyk around the Kartzone Circuit straight after the break.
Mzansi, new spectacular singles brought to you by Roman's Pizza. Zihamba ngama 1-1. 1 single large margarita, only 63.90. 1 single large pepperoni deluxe, only 74.90. 1 single large 4-in-1, only 94.90. 1 single large sweet chili chicken, only 98.90. Nizwile. Order online at romanspizza.co.za. We deliver, or you collect. Roman's Pizza, best value.
Welcome back to part 2 of Racing with Celebs. If you've just joined us this week, we are with Marilise van Wyk at the Kartzone at the Zwartkops Raceway. You can see Marilise here, the 26-year-old actor and writer, getting ready to go out in the go-kart for the first time, getting suited and booted, as we get ready to see what she is going to be able to do out on circuit in close combat for the first time. So here then is the driver board. You can see Marilise van Wyk will be in the number 4, Greg van der Meer in the number 99, then Briel in the number 1, Van Wyk in the number 3, Briel again in the number 5, then Van der Volt, Talliard, Zeitzman and Borkart in the 85, completing our drivers as we get ready to go. Green flag. So practice getting underway then here at the circuit as the drivers get some reconnaissance laps in. Crucial chance to get acquainted with their machinery and the circuit here at Kartzone for the Zwartkops Raceway. It's going to be an exciting challenge with a few clouds overhead, and you can see the drivers just getting themselves acquainted with these corners and seeing how much room they have to make some moves out there on the circuit. They're coming down the back straight. You can see a short kink in there as well, so don't want to go 3 wide through there because otherwise it may lead to a few incidents. The final turn, very slippery on the way into here, so again, making sure that you get the kart slowed, crucially, unlike the number 4 there of Marilise van Wyk, is what you want to be able to do. A few drivers also making a bit of a hash of it, but about ready then to go green flag racing as race 1 gets underway then here at the Kartzone as the drivers come through the first corner then. Nicely done. It's the number 3 that leads the way from the number 6 as they head in towards turn 2. And it's now the number 3 that is leading the way of Neil van Wyk then, and contact into the second corner. Marilise van Wyk coming off second best, definitely there. She's lost 2-3 positions as a result of that, and going around the outside there as Van Wyk is just all at sea really at the moment there on this opening lap as they come through the left-hander. You can see on the outside there, that's the number 5. That was Cobus Briel. Here we ride on board with Cobus then through the left-hander. And onto the straight, this is going to be a drag down into this one. On the inside of him is Roland van der Volt, then on the number 7, and look there as well, problems. And for the number 85, that's Borkart then with problems and spinning out of the final corner as it all gets pretty gaggly into the middle of that one then as they all keep it on the straight and narrow, but for the number 85. Here then up the inside is the number 5. That, of course, is Cobus Briel, who we're riding on board with. Somebody clipping the barrier there then on the inside. Action aplenty in this opening few laps. Goodness me, it's all going off, isn't it? So through the right-hander. This is like what you'd expect a rental car to be on a stag day. As I say that, somebody ends up in the barrier. It's exactly like what it's like on a stag day, isn't it? Goodness me. Right. Let's take a moment and review what's happening then. So here is Borkart then, who we saw a few moments ago spinning the wrong way, just going past Marilise van Wyk, and contact there as well between Charisse and Marilise. And they just about keep it facing the right way, but Marilise, well, it's not been a race to remember for her here so far. She's been involved in all sorts of strife out there on track, and another spin nearly at the final corner is not the quickest way around. Though it is good fun actually to go sideways in a go-kart like this, it's not the quickest way around. If you're sliding, then you're not going anywhere further forwards any more quickly. So it can be spectacular to look at, but it's certainly not the fastest way around a track. And Marilise there into the barrier as well, so too much speed going into that right-hander, clipping the barrier, and now that is going to be more work for her to do. We saw her taking a quick look at her hand there as well. Hopefully she is okay. Of course, go-karts don't have power steering. They are a very raw machine to drive. There's no aids at all, no traction control, no anti-lock braking systems, no power steering, as I said, and as such they are pretty tricky to drive on the limits, and it's very easy to overdo it, especially if you're not that familiar with the machinery. Speaking of not being familiar with the machinery, you can see Roland van der Volt, who's all at sea, who just lost a position and almost set to lose another one there. Lap 6 out of 8 we're on. There is Marilise, who's managed to get herself back into the race and also squeezing somebody out there on the outside. That looks like the number 5 of Cobus Briel, who she was squeezing out there, and that has in turn allowed the 55 of Andries Zeitzman to come back through. Race 1 results then. Neil van Wyk takes the win ahead of Roland van der Volt, ahead of Andreas Zeitzman completing the podium. Then Briel, Borkart, van der Meer, van Wyk, Marilise van Wyk finishing in P7 ahead of Talliard, and Johan Briel completing the 9 finishes at the flag. Race 2 about to get underway then. What's going to happen as we go racing then. Marilise starts on pole position. She's got the inside line for the first corner, but can she hold on to that race lead? Looks like the number 6 of Talliard is going to try and challenge as well, as Chrissy Burkhardt is on the inside. There's contact and a spin there, and Burkhardt is round. That's slowing the number 55 of Zeitzman down as well. So the podium finisher in race 1 is now all the way down to the back end of the field after some dramas at turn number 2, and that is going to be not a very welcome sight for him, and in turn very difficult for him to try and hold on to the podium. But the upshot is that Marilise van Wyk then does lead the way. Our celebrity racer is in front then. Meanwhile, here comes up the inside Cobus Briel into third position. Oh, and Van Wyk's gone off at the final corner. She's hit the barrier on the outside, so despite leading the race, the commentator's curse is alive and well, and she has gone from the race lead down to about 6th position. Disappointment there for Marilise. Meanwhile, back out in front, it's all kicking off still, and a spin there as well for the number 6. That's Andrea Talliard. With now more work to do, and it looks as well like Neil van Wyk was caught up in that drama as well. Neil, of course, who was very quick in that first race, the winner, of course, of race number 1, and a clip to the barrier there for Roland van der Voort. Goodness me, they've got an affiliation with the barrier. Maybe they've got a magnetic attraction to tyres. I'm not sure what's going on. Either way, they're doing a good job of planting it at the scenery. Here's Ruan Spies in the number 85. We ride on board through the left. And a bit of a slip there and a slide once again for Marilise. So adrenaline is pumping, but she's not having a good time out there on track. Closer to the barrier than not, unfortunately, in this race. Well, through the long left-hander, somebody going a little bit wide there. That's going to allow Chrissy Burkhardt, Ruan Spies, or rather I should say, to come through on the number 85. Side by side, 3 wide, nearly down to the first corner. And through into turn 1, they all managed to make it through into that first corner, which I think is the most surprising part of the day. Given the incidents that we've had in this race, it certainly is very surprising indeed. And another spin there as well for somebody coming through that second corner. There is, but it looks like Ruan Spies coming through the left-hander. There's number 3, Neil van Wyk, and there is Marilise just doing a good job of sliding her way round. Lap 5 out of 8 we are on here then. Through the left-hander we go. Onto the start-finish straight once again. This circuit, of course, full of not only tight corners, but some fast, sweeping ones and hairpin ones like this, which lead to contact like that. Well, Ruan Spies doing a good job of having some contact with her fellow competitors. Looks like the marshals are going to have to get involved there because somebody's stranded at the first corner. There goes Marilise van Wyk then, a celebrity driver through. She inherits a position as a result of that contact. Penultimate lap time now then here, and it's all kicking off. Meanwhile, at the sharper end of the field, Ruan Spies versus Neil van Wyk there. A bit of a slide on some of the water on the circuit that allows Neil to come through then into the right-hander. Is he going to be able to hold on to that position? He certainly is. And he's up ahead now of the 85, who spins it round at the final corner. Goodness me. There's trying and there's trying too hard. And that was an example of just pushing a bit too hard, sadly, there. Final lap time we're on now then here on race number 2, and that's the 55 having a spin of Andries Zeitzman, and the number 7 going off in sympathy of Roland van der Voort as well. Goodness me. Well, I'm not quite sure what has gotten into these drivers out on track here today, but either way, they're doing a good job of planting it at the scenery. And here we go into that final corner. It looks very grippy, or it doesn't look very grippy at all offline, I should say. You can see Talliard then on the inside here. Not able to hold off the charge of Cobus Briel, who inherits that position and goes up one place there. Through into the right-hander. And here then is Marilise then, looking like she's being a bit fatigued out there on track here because, well, these go-karts, as we said, they don't have power steering and they've not even got gloves on either, so it's not ideal at all. Over the line we go, though. Cobus Briel takes the win ahead of Neil van Wyk, and Ruan Spies finishing in P3 then. Brilliant driving there on ahead of Marilise van Wyk, finishing in P number 5 then in that race. Race 3 about to get underway. Who's going to lead the way into those first few corners, though? Marilise van Wyk not able to repeat her feat in race 1 of leading into that first corner, primarily because she didn't start at the front end of the field. Are they all going to be able to hold on, though, for position going through there? Let's wait and see what's going to happen. Side by side we go with the number 85. That looks like Ruan Spies, who was in race 2 and having another spin. Oh, and contact there collected big drama in the right-handed hairpin. Looks like there's some bodywork strewn on the track there as well. Oh dear, the red flag has been thrown whilst that bodywork has to be collected. And it looks like we're going to have to get this race restarted, if indeed it can be restarted, because there is a significant amount of damage, and Marilise van Wyk was one of the drivers who was caught up. Let's see a replay of what happened. So a spin there for Spies, contact there as well, and more contact in the rear there. So goodness me, I mean, the main thing is they're all okay, but either way, not ideal circumstances at all. We get the race then back and restarted and underway. Let's see who is going to lead this time into the first few corners. The number 55 holds on to the advantage as it stands at the moment then, so good job there for them as they all come cascading through the first couple of corners. So leading the way then is Andres Zeitzman then, who has performed very impressively so far. Then we've got the number 85, that's Ruan Spies, who we know can be quick, but he has not been fast and indeed consistent out there on track. He's been quick, but he's not had the consistency out there on the circuit so far. The number 6 just in front of him, Adelea Talliard then, and a spin there for Adelea, not helping their charge at all out on track and going down the order. It seems like every time I seem to talk about some of these drivers, they end up spinning around, so maybe I'll just be a bit quiet for the closing stages of this one. Goodness me. So through the right-hander of turn number 2, and a bit of a slip and a slide there for the number 3 of Neil van Wyk. Seems like these cars are very difficult to drive on the limit because they're having a lot of slides and a lot of collections with the barrier, and indeed with each other to a certain extent there as well. Here's the number 7 leading the way, that's Roland van der Vault. And just in front of him, or just behind him rather, there is now a lap driver that they get themselves past. That's the number 5 of Cobus Briel. Briel, of course, who took the checkered flag in race number 2. And then number 3 there, that of course is Neil van Wyk, who was victorious in race number 1. Gets himself past Cobus Briel then. So let's see what is going to happen here to Cobus. Doing a good job out there on track, but not quite able to match the pace of the boys out in front of this one. Lap 5 out of 8. We are now on. Here is Marilise van Wyk in the number 4, having had a difficult time of it out there on track. It's, as I said, so difficult to drive one of these go-karts on the limit, and you've got to practice your apex and practice your lines because you've got to work behind the wheel, and your body weight can really counter into that. And you can see Marilise there just leaning into the corners, trying to use her body weight to help her corner better, keep the centre of gravity lower going through there. And it seems to be a solution that's proving to be pretty effective. Here is Ruan Spies then, in the number 85. Oh, and a slide there for the number 7. That's Roland van der Vault, who's gone round again and loses positions as a result of that. So Zeitzman takes the win ahead of Van Wyk, ahead of Van der Vault. Then comes Cobus Briel. It's actually Duplessis who was in the number 85 for that race, ahead of Marilise van Wyk in P6, Talliard in 7th, Van der Meer in 8th, and then the order completed.
It was really, truly unforgettable. We had a few bumps on the road, like it is in life, you know. But it was so much fun. I don't think I'll ever forget this. I just need to get a little bit better at it because I got the hang of it by the second round. But the third round we had a little bit of a crash, but we recovered and we came back stronger.
Join us after the break as we catch up with Marilise van Wyk.
We are back with our celebrity, Marilise van Wyk. Marilise, just tell us more about the Bloom years. That's where it all started, eh?
Yes, we actually moved there when I was about 10 years old from Warrington, from the Northern Cape. So it was a big city. Well, not anymore, but it was a big city, it was a big life. And I got introduced to so many creative beings. And I think my love of drama just grew from there. I started doing plays at school, and I also started to think about a career possibly in acting, even though the economist in me wanted to go make money. But I'm sure I will make money one day.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
As an actress, what type of roles attracts you?
I think the roles that's the most challenging, or something that I haven't done yet. I just did a role for Spoorloos where I had to learn to lap dance.
Oh.
It's not one of my skills that I have, but it really attracted me to the world, and also stories that tell the underdog story.
Yes, definitely.
I feel like we've got so many, our culture in South Africa is so rich, and we need to tell the stories. We've got all these big celebs, but do we really know what the people on the underground are feeling?
Yes, definitely. And what's the one thing about being an actress that scares you the most?
Definitely vulnerability. I struggle with that one a lot, because in my personal life I'm not really an open person, and I take a long time to open to people as well. And acting is all about vulnerability.
Yes, no, absolutely.
The way people cry on screen and all the anger and stuff like that, you have to open yourself up to your fellow actor and also to the set at the end of the day.
Yes.
I think I'm still struggling with that. I don't know if I'll ever get it right. But yeah.
Nowadays, when you go back to Bloem, how does it feel being a celebrity going back to your roots in Bloem?
Well, I wouldn't really say I'm that much of a celeb. I still see myself as really, I'm just starting out. I've just begun this career. It's weird because people starting to recognize me. I'm not used to it. I don't like a lot of people around me as well. So it's pretty weird, but they do recognize me, and then I'll just say, no, it's not me. It's that girl over there that's walking, and then they'll leave me alone. Hopefully.
And what's the best advice you've ever got?
Definitely one of my professors at university told me that hard work pays off.
Yes.
And I think you can equate that to all levels of your life, not just your career, but in your relationships with people.
Yes.
I think it's very important to put in the work, because you will get out the results that you want at the end of the day.
And what motivates you?
I think my faith is really important to me. So with my maker within me, that really keeps me going, that he's got a bigger plan for my life as well. Something that really motivates me is when I see other people who came from nothing, who came from small beginnings, and they're making it big. I just saw someone that is in a HBO series right now, and he's also from Bloem, Peter Nel, I think. And no one ever thought he would become like this big on-screen personality, like Charlize Theron. If I can now take the cliche of Charlize, I will be the first Marilise van Wyk.
But it's close.
But it's close. It's close. It sounds the same, so it's close. So those are the people that really motivate me, and I think surrounding yourself with the right people at the right time is very important. My family they're really supportive. When I told them that I wanted to do this, they were like, yeah, man, just go. Just stop being unhappy and go and do what your heart desires.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's beautiful. Marilise, thank you for your time today. We've had a lot of fun, and we hope that you've enjoyed it with us.
Thank you so much, Johan. It was so much fun being here. And I really feel like I'm going to do this again.
That's good news, eh? Donovan, take us home.
Next week on Racing with Celebs. Catch all the action on Ignition TV, DSTV channel 189.
Thank you for watching another exciting episode of Racing with Celebs. If you would like to find out more about the series, celebrities, or our sponsors, or categories, please visit our Facebook page, Racing with Celebs, or download our mobile app with Racing with Celebs on the Google Play Store or the Apple iStore. Till next time, keep it safe, Asja.